I co-founded GrowUp Urban Farms more than a decade ago, and I've always been really interested in how you can use technology and processes to make food production more sustainable and more affordable. And when I came across this idea of vertical farming, nobody was really doing it at a commercial scale yet, and I thought that was a really exciting opportunity to see how we could take this new and existing technology and produce food that was delicious and sustainable and more affordable for people. And that was really the start of my journey and what got me really interested in food production. When we started the business, we were really driven by this idea of having an impact and growing food more sustainably. And of course, over the last 10 years, the way that we grow has changed, and we've developed the business, we've increased the scale of what we do, we use more automation and more technology, but the purpose of what we're doing hasn't changed. The purpose was always about better food for all, and that's an incredibly powerful motivator for me, and I know it's one of the reasons why so many other people want to come and work with us and share that journey with us. When we first started pitching for investment, it became clear to me that people loved the story of what we were doing. They loved the purpose behind the business and what we were trying to achieve. And I found that really natural to be able to tell that story because it was what had motivated me personally. And so using that passion and that enthusiasm has always stood me in really good stead. Part of pitching for investment is also about being really clear on what your investors are looking for and learning to weave that into the story, make sure that you're ticking all of the boxes of what people want to hear about. And I think having the confidence to also know when you don't have an answer and you don't necessarily know everything, and being able to be honest about that and identify where you need support and where you need to develop, because that's also one of the things that investors can bring to your team is that support and that know-how. Over the years, I've often been the only woman in the room, especially when it comes to investment and finance parts of the business. And that can be uncomfortable and it can be intimidating. And you have to really remind yourself that you're there as the expert on what you're doing. And I say that as a white woman with incredible privilege, and I can only imagine the challenges that that kind of situation must present to people from minorities or underrepresented groups. The more we can do to build networks for people, to get those role models visible so that people can see the pathways that are open to them, can see examples of success stories of people who look and sound like them, the more we can bring that diversity into entrepreneurship. And that's so important for more profitable businesses, for better decision making, and for ultimately having a more positive impact. For the next generation of female founders, I would give them these 3 tips. Firstly, you need to be really clear on your purpose and the problem that you're solving. So I think purpose-driven businesses are absolutely vital for solving some of the big challenges that are going on in the world right now. But if you're going to be a business, you need to have a really clear problem that your product or service is solving. Secondly, I'd say hire fantastic people and get used to the fact that you should be the least smart and experienced person in the room, and everyone you hire should be brilliant at what they do and know more than you. And thirdly, as a female founder, and especially if you want to have kids and be a mum as well, you will need a support network of people who have been through similar experiences or are going through similar experiences to you, because you will need that support through the tough times and the good times to build the resilience to keep going, because things will definitely be tough as well as fantastic. When we started the business 10 years ago, our purpose was making better food for all. And for me, it's amazing that 10 years later, you can go into Spar, Iceland and Food Warehouse and find our fresh leaf coast salads. And you can go into Tesco and find our unbelievable salads all over the country. And we're really delivering on that purpose of making sustainable, delicious food affordable for everyone.